Yo, beautiful people, what is going on? We are back with another episode of Respect the Game podcast. I believe this is episode 20 and counting. If you've been rocking with us since the first episode, we greatly appreciate it. If you're just not rocking with us, we still appreciate it. Now, for all those who are new, right, you may be wondering, asking yourself, okay, I'm going to check this podcast out. What is this game that they want me to respect? Christian, is that game politics?
Yup.
Shineheart Izzo, is the game we talking about football?
So,
Darnell, Black Peace, is the game that we want people to respect hip hop and culture?
for sure.
And Live the Rapper, Sedacious, is the game also basketball?
We talk about it all, people.
We are doing it all. So whether it's basketball, politics, football, hopscotch, last week we said we're going to get there. We haven't got there, but we're going to get there. If the game is chess, if the game is life, especially life, if the game is faith, we talking about it all. So don't just think the game is whatever game it is you out there playing to get ahead in life. That's the game we want you to respect at all times. So we are back at full strength. We got our brother Shineheart Izzo back in the building with us. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my father. Shout out to my mama, because that was a very smart decision by her. Make sure you following at Emax Stacks for all your up-to-date sports coverage. And outside the podcast, I am somebody, but on the podcast, I am Nathaniel without my brethren. So fellas, introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
Man, Shineheart Izzo, man, charismatic hood excellence at its finest. Back.
Yo, it's co-host Black Peace. Also have a podcast of my own if you ain't heard about it. It's Talking Smoke, Apple Podcast, Spotify, all that good business. But yeah, man, just give you that next level thinking. Let's go.
And I am Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan. I'm the father of Harper and Deuce. I'm here to bring the controversy and make you think just a little bit harder and help you see the game just a little bit better.
What's going on this shit, man? Bust a bus. Oh, no, I'm joking. Good afternoon, beautiful people. I am the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles, and on behalf of me and the brothers, I'd like to say we appreciate you so much for tuning in, and thank you. We love you, and keep doing it. Take it away, Edward.
All right, so I know we it kind of got, I guess if you want to say it got heated in the group chat earlier. Man, one of the hot topics on this week's episode is the Nike situation. So I know we kind of all been like reading different articles from here or there or whatever. So like I'm gonna just put out the facts from like the 3 or 4 articles I read that was like the facts or the information. Maybe they may not be facts, but the information that was consistent. And then, we can go there and y'all can add the information y'all also gathered. So with the current Nike situation taking place right now, you have Ann Herbert, who was the vice president and general manager of the North America Nike region. And so she recently resigned after an article by Bloomberg Business Week came out highlighting her son, who is Joe Herbert, a college, people may know him on Instagram as West Coast Joe. And so basically Ann Herbert, again, who was the vice president and general manager of Nike's North America region, her son started a shoe reselling company, right? And the name of his company is West Coast Streetwear. And so essentially what dude did was Bloomberg was fascinated by, how much his company has grown over time or what have you. And they was just like, yo, like you say you're making all this money, like, can we like, see proof of like what it is like that you've been making like with your company? So he sends them over a bank statement of some sort. And whoever he sends it to over at Bloomberg, they notice it like, the name on here isn't your name. And it's some American Express account that looks like this is how you're purchasing all these like big bulks of shoes and then going out and reselling them for a higher price. Like, who is this name? So come to find out, the name that was on like the document or the statements that Joe shared with the Bloomberg Business Week was his mom, had Ann Herbert on there, and he was paying for purchasing the shoes with his mom's company Nike card, right? And so it has here in the articles that he spent over $132,000 with this company card, with the Nike company card that was in his mom's possession. He spent over $132,000 on shoes and was able to resell them for a value of around $20,000. So, and another hustle he had in being able to purchase all these shoes, Hype Beats and the Yeezys and the Air Jordans. He was using he doesn't just do this with shoes, he does this with clothes also. And so, and the way the different, Nike, so on and so forth, they have it set up, is like when you're trying to purchase shoes online, they try to set up whatever computer or algorithm to where like you can only purchase a limited amount. So you can't necessarily like cash out on trying to buy all the shoes, similar to like how they kind of took all the shoes off the site right after Kobe passed to kind of like avoid people trying to make profit off of buying out all the Kobe's. But he uses, it says he uses a computer programming system called, well, it's not called this, but he uses a computer programming system that's similar to CyberSoul. And basically it kind of just geek technology, whatever, cracks the code to where it allows him to purchase as many as he wants. And then he got like a team of 15 different people all on different computers trying to buy up all the shoes that they can and then resell them. And again, so he spent over around $132,000 on shoes and made a reselling profit of $20,000. What else is also key to know, the mom knew about his business, and she also told Nike about his business in 2018, right? So as this was going on, Nike was perfectly aware that, okay, she's our VP. Well, I don't think she was the VP at the time in 2018, but she told him, hey, this is my son, this is his company, this is what he's doing. And in the articles, the information that I got from like various articles that was pretty consistent is that at the time in 2018, when she told the higher up said Nike, hey, my son is doing this company, Nike didn't see no harm, no foul. They didn't feel like she violated any type of company policy or had any type of privileged information that would have been a conflict of interest for her being where she was at Nike and her son being able to progress through this company. So that's pretty much the grand scheme of it. Now, as of recently, Monday, I believe, or Tuesday, she decided to step down after the article came out from Bloomberg Business Week about her son having his company, and then it kind of showing that like he purchasing all these shoes with the Nike company. It may not be Nike specifically, but his mom is like, like that middleman that's allowing him to do this. So I know in the group chat, Christian, you was just like, it is what it is. Like, why do we care? Sean Hart Izzo, I know you was just like, this is something. So it don't say anything about being charged. It don't say anything about stealing right now. It just says she stepped down since that article has come out about her son. So the question I pose to y'all, and I'm gonna go to Sean Hart first, is this not something right now as it stands with all the information? And again, y'all add whatever information that y'all read from y'all articles if it's different than what I've been saying. So is this current situation, is it not a big deal? Is it not a big deal right now? Or it is a big deal currently, no matter how the stuff shakes out? Hold on, Sean Hart, before you go. Floyd, yours, dog.
It's definitely a big deal. And the reason being is that it's unethical business practice, right? I mean, that's just common sense. There's a certain code of ethics within business, and he clearly crossed the line. And I think evidence of the line being crossed is his mother having to step down due to the public outlash and backlash that they were receiving. He knows that in the back of his mind, and even in the front of his mind, in comparison to other resale companies, I'm not sure if that was the correct barometer as far as like the number of the profit that he was making. I'm pretty sure if he was in Bloomberg, he wasn't just profiting 20,000. I want to say that's probably in excess of maybe 2 million. I want to say, did it make the millions or was it 200,000? But either or, man, it's completely unethical. And I just want to circle back to that phrase. Like, I mean, where in business is it like, hey, yo, by the way, my mom is the VP and general manager of North America Nike, and I got like the ultimate plug on discounted shoes in bulk that I can resell that nobody's gonna be able to beat that at a manufacturing price at a cost to do business. Resellers not gonna be able to beat that price, right? Unless they hijacking trucks that got, you know what I mean, like loads of shoes. I mean, it's just no way you're gonna be able to beat them. And as far as like from a business model and a business standpoint, he quite literally probably monopolizing the market to a certain extent on the resale market as far as like that, industry and that line of business. So it's definitely a huge deal. It's something to be talked about.
One more thing I want to add, just for to give the listeners out there as much information as y'all need. She has been with Nike over 25 years as well, before recently resigning. So she's been ingratiated in the company for quite some time. So you done, Sean Hart, with your take?
I mean, they even more alarming that she would just step down, right? Like, I mean, people don't step down unless they felt like they did something wrong. I mean, any person that was in a predominant spotlight as far as the public eye in regards to any industry or any line of work that requires some type of eye to be on you. If they stepping it down, man, that's a telltale sign that, hey, man, it's foul play at hand. So, man, it's a huge fucking deal.
All right, Christian. So with all the information, does your stance on it change any at all? Or do you feel maybe share Isaac's sentiments a little bit, or you still kind of just on some like, why do we still care?
No, I do not share any of Isaac's sentiments. Number one, a settlement is not a mission of guilt. So her deciding to step down does not necessarily mean that she thinks that something bad happened. She knew this was happening for 2 years and decided not to step down. She didn't step down until the heat came. She didn't want to deal with the heat. She's been there for 25 years. She probably doesn't need the job anymore. So she's like, hey, why deal with the heat when I don't have to, right? So she stepped down. Now, I would say the same thing to her, like I said about Chris Doyle last week. This is not new. This is not going anywhere. Anyone that's listening to this podcast, if the public thinks we have a crybaby public right now, it is what it is. It's the generation we live in, right? This is America right now, right? If the public thinks that you're doing anything that's going to hurt their feelings or they think it's unfair, right? Even if it may not be, they're going to cry about it. They're going to cry about it. They're going to say stuff online. They're going to write articles. They're going to tweet you. They're going to dox you. It is what it is. Stop stepping down. Stop being like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do it, right? Because then it's going to keep going, right? You got to stand up to bullies. Number two, I don't see that he did anything wrong. Sure, is it unfair? Is it unfair to other people that he has a relationship that they don't have? Sure, right? But there are probably relationships that other people have that he didn't have, right? He took advantage of a relationship that he had. From the numbers that were put out, he didn't take advantage of it that well. He made 15% profit. So it wasn't, at least from the numbers that were put out, they said he made about 15% profit. So maybe he grew extremely fast for that particular industry. Maybe that particular industry doesn't gain a profit for a while, but it seems like he was able to. So, as far as the ethics of it, he had a plug. I mean, in any of us, when we get to wherever we're going, right? And we have access, and we have contacts, and we have access that other people don't have, and our kids come and say, "Hey, Dad, do you mind if I do X, Y, and Z?" None of us are going to say no. None of us are going to say no. If we are, I mean, I don't know, but if I have special access to something, and my daughter asks me for the access, I'm not going to tell her no. Why? Why should we expect his mom, who went to the company and the company said, "Yeah, sure, it's fine," for her to say no to her son? The company was fine with it. We should be fine with it. It's a no-brainer. Let's just move on. Go ahead. I'm done.
So off Christian's point, come back to Isaac, or y'all can just rebuttal. I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah, she told Nike at the time, like, "Hey, this is what's going on. Hey, we don't care. We don't view this as being an unethical business practice." Is there something to be said though about her son using the company's card? Like, is that like? Hold on. Before you go, Chris, I'm gonna let Isaac chime in on
it. He was and.
I mean, yeah, I feel like the way you asked the question, I mean, hell yeah, that's a huge conflict of fucking interest. If I'm using the same company's card to whom in which I'm looking to profit off of, to whom in which I have in theory, unlimited access to a limited amount of shoes that I can get that nobody else is privy to, that's unethical business practice, and you quite literally can monopolize the resale market wherever he's at, and that will cause if I'm a reseller right now and this news is coming out and I'm in his region, I'm pissed the fuck off because I'd have missed out on money over the last 2 years due to this guy buying up all the shoes. And then I'm pretty sure they didn't tell Nike, "Hey man, by the way, man, we're using this computer program to, put these bots in place to buy up all the shoes as soon as they come out so nobody else can really get them. So I'm basically going to be probably one of, probably a handful of individuals that are going to be able to resell these." And again, I'm using this phrase, I'm going to monopolize the market and I'm going to fucking win because my mommy is the VP. Like, no.
That's fine.
No, you can't do that. That's unethical business practice.
Edward, you have the Bloomberg article up? Do you have the Bloomberg article pulled up?
This is the New York Times, but I can get the Bloomberg.
All right, can you pull up the Bloomberg article, because they quote Nike in there, and Nike made a statement that basically they in their mind, no foul play was happening, no privilege to.
It's right here.
Go ahead.
Nike basically said they saw that she did not violate company policy, privileged information, or conflict of interest. I mean,
gotcha.
Like
and that was 3 days ago, or 3-4 days ago that they said that. So I'm gonna quote
March 1st.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote a great man, right? Malcolm X, in his autobiography. He said, "If someone, especially in business, is beating you at something, you have to understand that they're doing something that you're not. And you got to figure out what that thing is and try to do it better than them." All he did was do something that other people were not. Sure, he is privileged that he has his mother in a privileged position. But are we seriously supposed to expect? Are we seriously supposed to expect him not to use that? Why?
Hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Man, it ain't no but. Christian, it ain't no but. What do you mean? But so basically what you saying is his fine. You quoting the great Malcolm X, which by far is man, golly, I hate that you use it in such a stupid way. It's not ignorant because I feel like you know what you're doing, but you're just choosing to do otherwise, which would be a synonymous definition of stupidity. But I can't have a mom named Ann Herbert who works at Nike and is the fucking VP and North American general manager of it. You act like everybody else in the resale business got a mom like that or got a dad like that. Or has a, you know what I mean? Like, I know that everybody's mom does not have the capacity to be the ultimate plug. That is a advantage in business that no one else can claim, or few people can.
Isaac,
Who else's mom is that title?
Give your last remarks because we're moving on after Christian give his rebuttal.
I'm done with this guy.
So I did not say that anybody else had a mother in there, right? But somebody else could find another plug. Now, I'm gonna give you the context of the quote. The context of the quote. Malcolm X was talking about when he was a little boy, and he would go out with one of the families he stayed with, and go out and hunt rabbits, right? He got tired of being the one that didn't get a rabbit, so he would go out and literally cheat his way into making sure he had 3 or 4 rabbits before anybody else did. That's where the quote came from. He did something that other people weren't doing, and he got his. So that's the context of the quote. You got to go get yours however you can get it. He got a plug. Nike said it was okay. His mom said it was okay. We need to move on. No lawsuits or nothing. He did nothing illegal. Let's go.
So I'm gonna say this to wrap it up. My personal opinion on the situation. I think if people knew he had that plug and he wasn't exploiting it, they would call him a damn fool. And now that he has that plug and he's exploiting it, it's like, how dare you? Don't hate the plug, hate the game. Respect the game, however. Yeah, man. Moving on. Get in the comments. Y'all agree with Christian, Coach Johnson? Y'all agree with Sean Hart, Izzo? Yeah. So Bobby Shmurda. This is what I wanted to revisit on Bobby Shmurda, right? And I'm coming to Darnell and live. So obviously, King of New York is back. Bobby Shmurda's home. He upheld the code of the streets, didn't snitch, took more time so his guys wouldn't get more time, so on and so forth. And I'm only judging this and I'm only making these comments based off what I see on social media. However, we all know that can be a very skewed perception. But I look at Bobby Shmurda and I look at like all the photos and the pictures and the cameras and all this in his face, and he's being showered with money and jewelry and so on and so forth. And I just be looking at that in my mind because I've grown up in the neighborhood that I've grown up, I've seen certain friends run with a gang of dudes. Sit down and I write them. And I get back, bro, out of all this in the hood, you're the only one that wrote me all this time I've been sitting down. And I'd be like, whoa. And I just be I'd be panicked. I've been just looking at what I've been seeing on social media again. I just be wondering how many of those people around him now are truly for him, and how many of those people are really just trying to ride that wave of him being out, right? How many of those people that are truly around him right now was writing him or talking to him on the regular and so on and so forth. And so I've been seeing that on social media, and I kind of just been very just skeptical of his love and what it's truly rooted in. You know what I'm saying? For certain people around him. And so I was just wondering to Black Peace, is that something to be cause of concern for, or should I just let it be and just mind my own goddamn business? Cause it was also a video of him he was in the club, and again, I know it's just a snippet, it's social media, I'm aware of that. And he was just like kind of in the club, just like on his phone or whatever. And like he had some chick trying to like offer him something to drink. And he was like, oh, I got my water. And it's just like right now, like all this attention is on him. And I'm just like, I wonder if dude just like wanna like just like be in his own world. But I mean, I know when he left, at the time that he left, it was glitz and glamour. He was like at the top of his career. But yeah, I just like wonder like if he's like how great of a like, well, I don't want to say how great of a mental space he's in, because I mean I would assume anybody coming out of jail is in a great mental space, but that's a horrible assumption. But I'm just concerned that like the love around, not all the people around him are truly like around him out of like genuine love of him, like who he is as a person and him just being home. I feel like some of it is like rooted in people just trying to exploit him, and you know, just like I said, ride that wave. And it was some picture of him. He was like draped up in a whole bunch of like designer outfits, and you had like the Marathon Continue logo, you had the Paper Planes logo, and you had some other like name designer and stuff. And it's just like I just want peace around it. I just want peace around Bobby Shmurda. Like I would hate to see people just really out here like trying to pimp him or exploit him for, you know, what he's been through. But I mean, I don't know. Is that something, nothing? Like, am I just making a big deal out of nothing? Or like, what would you say about that, Black Piece?
Honestly, man, that's the industry, period, man. That's what comes with the territory. I feel like he actually put like a little snippet of from a movie. I believe it's King of New York, a gangster movie, and basically it's about this gangster getting out of jail. It's actually the only video he had on his Instagram, and it basically shows like him coming home and basically questioning the gangs, like, you know, catching up with him, laughing and having this little good old time, and then he was just like, "Hey man, why y'all ain't come see me?" You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those subliminal messages to like people out in the industry, like, "Oh no, I ain't stupid. I'm not a, you know, I ain't allow all this glitz and glamour and attention like distract me. Oh, I got my eyes wide open." Like that's one thing I did. I've been kind of keeping the eye out for, just like you have, like, you know, all this attention just because you got out and you didn't snitch. Like, how is this really working out? And I like the fact that he is actually like paying attention. He's actually very aware. Like I said, he has that little snippet definitely spoke to me. And it's funny that you brought up, like, I wonder how he feels about, you know, the whole being in jail and getting out. It's like, no, he knows, he's very aware, and he's taking it one step at a time. He's keeping his people he fuck with really close to him, to where that's why Quavo picked him up. He wanted somebody public that people knew about him to pick him up and to make that impression of like, I'm out here, but I got a selected few that I'm fucking with. I'm fucking with Rowdy. I'm fucking with Quavo. Keep my hands short. I need to keep it out so I can make collaborations and everything, but definitely gonna keep my circle small.
Yeah. What's your take on it, Daisy?
Once again, second week in a row, I agree with Darnell.
Wow.
I believe Bobby Shmurda is smart, you know what I'm saying? And he knows who's around for the clout and who's around for the real love, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's motherfuckers that I never even thought would know Bobby Shmurda, like ever heard of Bobby Shmurda. Like, did you hear Bobby Shmurda's getting out? Like, goddamn, like, oh shit, like this clout thing is for real that y'all talk about. Like, for shit. So, yeah, man, but he gonna be all right, man. Yeah, nobody's worried about Bobby Shmurda, fam. He just gonna wreak havoc on the game like he was supposed to start doing before he went in. And that's just how he's gonna be. He's just gonna take his place up there with the little babies and the dub babies of the world. That's how I feel about it. And you know, he's gonna be, like Darnell says, he's gonna have that circle small enough and well needed to where, you know, nobody's gonna be able to derail him from his progress and him trying to like elevate himself from what he used to be. and who he used to be.
You want to add anything, Sean Hart?
Man, just to piggyback off both of them, man, I definitely think he got his eyes open. From the cryptic, video clip of, basically him being aware of everybody just trying to, basically gain some type of notoriety or whatever the case may be. Whether it's monetary gain or whether it's clout, whether it's fame, recognition, or any type of notoriety out. But he's aware of it, and I feel like he's moving, cognizant of that. So, hats off to him. I'm happy that they freed the real. Especially at a time where it's a lot of, fake shit going on, especially up in New York. But we don't give no life to no sucker shit, especially not, on this podcast. So I won't even breathe in the other direction of, what I could be potentially talking about. But I'm happy that that black man is home.
This is what I want to do, right? And forgive me. And I shared this with Darnell off the phone or off the podcast, but we know what direction we're not breathing in, right? So I would say this, and I don't want people to be surprised if it happens. Don't be surprised if the person we know, who's the ultimate clout chaser, right? Don't be surprised if that person uses Bobby Shmurda name to keep himself relevant. I feel like y'all know what person I'm talking about, but yeah.
I mean, but I don't really know how he could, because they the total polar opposite. So I don't even know what he would be able to say about, how, what would you do if you was in my situation? Well, somebody was in a situation and they didn't decide to go with your decision that you made in your situation. And, that's really it, man. It's just a moral compass. If you a bitch ass nigga and you stand on the principles that you standing on previously and you knew the activity you was involved in, either you standing on that wholeheartedly and you taking what's coming with it, or you not. And that's what happened. Somebody did that, and then somebody didn't stand on it. I don't know. Stop. I don't care, bro.
What do you mean you don't care? You
I don't care.
Mama?
So no.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Oh man, but fuck y'all, baby.
So you gonna say?
Edward, I guess you if you want to, you can clip this out the pot, but
No, don't do it, Christian. Do not do it, bro.
Bruh, I'm so lost right now. I know about
Oh, okay. We'll tell you.
I know who Bobby Shmurda is, right? I know he's out of jail and everything because we just went through that. But bruh, everything else.
we'll tell you off the pod.
Hey, you're like, we all know.
But check this here out though, Christian. This is the thing though. It was imperative we didn't say said person's name because there's other people out there like you who don't even know who we're talking about, and it should stay that. And
it should stay that way. Perfect. All right, you keep this in. Keep it in there. Keep it in there. Bro, I was like, man, I had no idea. I gotta try to ask them later on, but I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. I have no idea. I don't even follow it. So I don't know. But I do want to say this though. I do want to say this on this shit topic though, about him coming out and being around folks who who didn't come visit him, who might be clout chasers, who might just be trying to hang on, just to hang on. Man, watch your circle, bro. Like, just for everybody. We talk about different things in life. Don't underestimate quality over quantity when it comes to your circle, right? Don't underestimate that. Keep quality folks around you, even if you have to sacrifice quantity. That's all I got.
Right on, man. Right on. Oh man, so this week is for everybody who may be watching, you may check it, you may listen to the podcast before Sunday, which will be the NBA All-Star game. Just a friendly reminder. It's kind of lax right now in the league, the players, getting ready for All-Star break. Keep in mind the All-Star game is they're doing it like a pickup game. So that is some news. Forgive me, people, because I forgot to look it up. But Kevin Durant is sitting out the All-Star game, and Sabonis, I believe, got in because of that. And also, since Kevin Durant is out, the new team captain for the East is Jason Tatum. So yeah, that's some quick All-Star. That's some quick All-Star news for you. Cassius Stanley, Obi Toppin, and Anthony Simmons will be competing in the slam dunk contest. And Devin Booker, he got in with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis being out. For the skills challenge, the Taco Bell skills challenge, you have Covington, you have Chris Paul, you have Luka Doncic, you have, where did the rest of those names go? Okay, those names disappeared. But yeah, so you got those guys. For the 3-point contest, you have 3-point contest. You got Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Stephen Curry, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. Julius Randle, Sabonis, Vucevic, Chris Paul, Luka Doncic, and Robert Covington are all going to be in the skills challenge. So yeah. Yeah, man. So All-Star game, all of it is going to take place on Sunday night. So they're not going to do a Friday and a Saturday. And this Thursday, they're going to do the selection. They're going to do the All-Star. They're going to do the All-Star selection this Thursday on EMAX Stacks TV. In the future, parentheses, TNT. But yeah, man, y'all got to speak it into existence for yourself. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on around the league right now. Normally, I'm sorry, I can't think of when the actual trade deadline is. Most of the time the trade deadline be like around All-Star, but like it's coming off like the COVID year. I'm not necessarily sure if like the trade deadline is any different than it's been in the previous seasons. So yeah, man. And let me give y'all, see if I can find this list real quick for y'all. Okay, no, don't worry about it. It's another BB. But yeah, man. So NFL, beautiful people. So I want to know, you talking about the deadline, Coach Johnson? You just put a message that said this week. What you talking about? It's coming this week.
You read the whole chat?
No, I just saying something proper.
Oh, yeah, I read the whole chat.
You talking about in the text?
In Zoom.
I don't even know how to do that. I'm not that tech savvy. It's the old people you saying. Okay, how do you find the chat in here, bro?
All right, I guess I'll just. You got it?
No,
okay, I'll just say it. No, I was saying that we need to talk about the George Floyd trial because it's coming up this week.
You definitely didn't put that in the
I
pre-production.
just thought about it. I just thought about it.
You gonna have us on this bitch rambling like we don't know.
I just
We're gonna talk
thought about it,
that
bro.
heavy. Jesus Christ.
I
What
just
day is it?
I don't know. I just thought about it because I heard about it today. This podcast I was listening to.
I think we should. I think that's a fair topic to talk about after. I mean, because it's just the chart. That don't mean it's gonna be like open, closed as soon as it happens, right? I mean, is it gonna take some time or like what?
Well, okay. Okay. Because I don't know when it's gonna start or how quick it's gonna be. So this I do want to say, because I don't think enough people are gonna. I think a lot of people are gonna be disappointed, right, at the end of this trial, right, because of things that are unknown, right, or there are things that a lot of people don't know about the trial, right. Number one, I think everyone needs to go and look at the body cam footage from the George Floyd incident, right? Look at the body cam footage. It's like an hour long. It's an hour long of the body cam footage from the two original arresting officers. That's number one. Number two, everyone needs to look up excited delirium. The reason I'm saying this is because this is what's going to be in the defense, right? Look up excited delirium. Look up fentanyl, and then look up the official coroner's report, right? Because this is what's going to be in the defense. And then look up the second degree.
I will put the riot gear on too.
Look up the second degree murder, like charge, like what that entails for somebody to be convicted of second degree murder.
They didn't charge him right. They didn't charge him right.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason why I'm saying this. That's the reason,
bro. That's
the reason why I'm saying that. We all want justice for George Floyd. We all want that, but we should not be surprised.
We all don't want that.
Okay, well, all of us on this podcast want that. We should not be surprised
Do
when.
You?
Hold on, let us speak.
Why would I not? I just brought it up. I just said that.
We should not be surprised.
We should not be surprised when Derek Chauvin walks, right? I think the other cops
they already barricaded the building.
But we should not be surprised when he walks because he was overcharged. I know everybody was happy when they upped his charge, but like I know everyone remembers what's the freaking movie with Jamie Foxx and
Just Mercy.
Law Abiding Citizen, right? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court, right? I do not think they're going to get a conviction of second degree murder on him based off of the things I just said. So just be prepared for it. I know we all going to be pissed off in a few weeks whenever it's over with, but be prepared for it. So
that's good.
There we go.
So go Ivy.
I mean, what else is new? I mean, they barricaded the courthouse, right? So they're already preparing, which leads me to believe with anybody with context clues who can fucking put 1 and 2 together and get 3, they have already seemingly deliberated about this, because why else would you need to barricade it if there was going to be anything else rendered them guilty? I'm confused.
I mean,
there would be
there
would be joyous praise in the streets. I did let you speak, but I'm gonna let you
go ahead. Go ahead.
But, in regards to the, I appreciate that, man. That's the only time I like to mute on here today. But in regards to what I was saying, I guess to hit all the Christian points, man. The overcharge thing is getting old, right? Because everybody in these cases where the police have, killed a Black person, that's the rhetoric that gets pushed, right? He's overcharged. They moved too hastily to hit him with charges due to public pariah and push from the public to, hey, charge him with this, even though we're all taught, hey, public opinion does not go in federal court or in the court of law. Absolutely, right? You don't want the public opinion to be, dulling out law in order. But man, the facts are the facts. The man was on video. Like, if that's not murder, now arguably, now if it was second or third degree, man, honestly, somebody can make the argument that it potentially was it capital. You know what I mean? I think it's just an argument to be had as far as the intent on what was done and how, insensitive and malicious it was, because one could argue, the uncaringness or the callous shown by the officer at hand while he's just stripping this guy's life away, this Black King's life away, who just so happened to be from the 33rd, the H, I mean, it's just no remorse in him at all. It's none. So, I call bullshit to damn near pretty much everything Coach Johnson just said. It's no secret that we bump heads rather suddenly in regards to our political debates. Even though I would categorize myself as a liberal, as a liberal, you know what I mean, a liberal conservative. But at the same time, man, golly. I don't want to hear he was overcharged, man. That's just something I don't want to hear. I don't even want to see them boarding up the court, because it's like I know what's about to happen. It's almost like a corny movie. You know the line at the end: the bad guy's gonna lose and the good guy's gonna get the girl. Like, it's come on. We saw this song before. We saw this movie 1,000 times already. I'm tired of this shit, man.
I know for me personally, just touching off like how Isaac saying, like, how this movie's gonna end. In certain cases like this, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I don't even get mad anymore. Not because I think it's okay.
Yeah, that's what it's done. It's built up that insensitivity to it, right?
Not because I think it's okay, but just because, like, I've unconsciously or subconsciously, like, just grown immune to, like, that's just the way it is. Like, me being mad or me being in my feelings or my emotions is not going to change anything. And so I don't know if that's a healthy place to be at, but that's kind of just how I've kind of came to it. Is it, just relates to Black people, being killed one way or another, and the police, nothing really too much altering their lives. So yeah, I kind of just grown immune to it at this point. So whatever the outcome would be or will be, and what's new, Black peace.
Just like you said, man, I'm numb myself, man. I believe the first thing I said when this happened, I think I tweeted numb. Like, I put it on Facebook, I put numb straight like that when the shit hit the fan, because I know what's going to happen. Just like you said, just to piggyback off what you said, I know the process. And the thing about it is, it's a lot of factors in it, but at the end of the day, it's the same old song. It's going to be to where something goes wrong, the people have had enough, the government tries to find a way to calm the people down. Once they calm us down enough, they break our hearts again, and then we go on from there. It's the same old thing. Me personally, I found myself in this one getting a little more emotional than usual, but this is nothing new. This is a life of an African-American man. Like, we see the tragedy, we go through the tragedy, and we have to witness, the tragedy for ourselves firsthand, just like how it's been through for the last 400 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So this is just Black life, So, like, it's sad, but like I said, I was initially, first thing when I first heard the story, I was numb, and I just was like, damn, again. More detail it got to me, but other than that, it was just like, God damn, man, like, I already know how it's gonna go. Like, I don't even want to say it, but I already know how it's gonna go.
I don't know. Like, right, people say, you know, and I'm downloading this as I'm trying to articulate it. But right, I think there's without a shot of a doubt, like social media activism, right? So we went through all that we went through during the summer. Things since things have relatively died down on Trump out of office or whatever. But whenever that decision does finally come to light, right? Obviously, people are gonna go back into hysteria. Oh my! All these people are gonna become like woke again, and like in those situations, like I kind of just be like, "What was y'all expect?" But yeah, I don't want to be the dead drunk. I hate that I'm at that place, but I don't feel like I don't really feel like I wish you got Christian.
Mute me back. I don't want to beat that horse, but we can finish off here. But I understand everyone's like, oh, we're numb to it. What we're supposed to expect. I think what we're supposed to expect is for the system to work, but we have to understand how the system works. I think us just expecting, hear me out real quick. Us simply just expecting that, okay, hey, another black man shot, they're just gonna walk, right? Or another black man killed, they're just gonna walk, right? This did not happen in the Walter Scott case. Walter Scott case, we got justice. But when we see these cases, we have to try to figure out, okay, hey, what can be proved, and what can be proved so that we can get the justice that we want, right? This is why I stated what I stated. That's why I said everyone has seen the 8-minute video that went out throughout the summer, right? Not many people have watched the entire body cam footage that came out weeks later, right? I would suggest that everyone go and watch that. I also would suggest that people look up excited delirium, because the reason I'm saying that, I'm not saying that because I'm trying to defend Derek Chauvin. It's not what I'm here trying to do. I'm trying to let you know what the defense will be, right? I want justice for George Floyd just like everybody else, right? But
do you think that's okay? If you don't mind me interrupting.
I think what's okay? The defense?
I know that's how it goes, but truly in your heart, do you think just the system, that period? Like, I know how you say what you said, but do you truly believe that is the right thing? Like, for the system to work in that kind of manner, to work in a certain way of, okay, you got this and that, and it's done deal.
Yeah, I actually do. I do think that our system.
At the end of the day, yeah, the system is the system, but there is such thing as a.
Yeah, I do. Yes, to answer your question, yes, I think that our system works. Our system works well. But I think that we fail a lot of times because we don't understand exactly how the system works.
On the record, Christian, I'll let you go after this. I have you on record saying that the United States legal system works well. It hasn't failed. It doesn't fail anybody.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I said it works well.
But when you say it works well, like the definition of well, like wellness in the dictionary.
I did not say it was perfect. If I would have said our system was perfect, Sedacious, then
I'm talking about the words that you said. You said the system works well. Can you expound on
80% as well, 90% as well? I mean, well. You muted Edward. You muted Edward.
Let's just scrap this whole.
So either Coach Johnson, you're gonna finish that take, or because we're not just running down the rabbit hole of the Webster Dictionary.
Gotcha. All right. So just finishing my take. I think our system works well. I think we have to understand how it works. When we want somebody to get convicted in these cases, right? We need to understand what they can get convicted for, how they can get convicted, right? Just because we look at a situation and we think that, oh snap, we understand what has happened, what was done wrong, right?
we have to understand the laws, how cops are protected, and what they can get convicted for, right? There was a case like this in Houston, either in Houston or Dallas, with some white guys. With a white guy.
Stay on this.
Well, it's about this. It's about this. With a white guy, same exact situation. All three cops got off, right? So, that's all I'm saying is, hey, we gotta understand the system. That's all.
All right. So what are those three? You said excited delirium. What were those?
Excited delirium, fentanyl, and watch the full 4 things. Watch the full body cam footage. Look up excited delirium. Look up fentanyl and the official coroner's report, not the one that his lawyer got put out. The official one that they're using in the court.
All right. Do your Googles, people. Do your Googles. All right, before we get out of here, fellas. And then there was one in the Houston Texans, and that would be Deshaun Watson standing all in his lonesome as J.J. Watt was released as a free agent, and now he is recently signed, or just yesterday signed with the Arizona Cardinals. Is this a big deal for the Arizona Cardinals? I know Sean Hart, I know you was definitely on the Kyler Murray train during the season. Is like JJ like a key piece for them now? What do y'all make of JJ Watt finally being with the Cardinals? Is it something, nothing, maybe so? We'll see.
I think the only reason it's something, honestly, is because DeAndre Hopkins, went there, before him. So I don't know if they're trying to create, the Texans 2.0 without the culture bullshit, but they got 2 good cornerstone pieces to start the replica. But it may be. I think it's a good pickup for the Arizona defense to accompany him and couple him with Chandler Jones. For D-line, I think that's complementary football as far as them having a good back end and defensive backfield. Them to pair that with the D-line, I think the rush should be tremendously better than put that with Isaiah Simmons, a rookie who really came alive, 4'3", 40 linebacker who's really rangy, likes to make plays. I think it was overall, good addition, and I think the NFC West just got a little tough.
So Sedation, right? This is like taking you away from the JJ Watt tape, but not so much. So him being with the Arizona Cardinals, now that means he's in the NFC West. So your boy, I don't know if you want to call him your boy, but you hold him in high esteem as everybody else do. And Russell Wilson. So not only is he going against Aaron Donald twice in the season, he's now going up against JJ Watt. I can't think. Do they have any All-Star or Pro Bowl D linemen?
Yeah, you talking about Arizona? Chandler Jones was an All-Pro Bowl.
Jones, and so like, is there? Well, I don't know if y'all been paying much attention to the news about like the flirting of like possibly Russell Wilson going to the Cowboys, entertaining like trades like would he be like, damn, like other teams are getting better, bro, like I need to move around? Is he really gonna leave? Do you see he could possibly leave? Is it something or nothing with Russell Wilson leaving Sedation?
No, I think he'll stay. Honestly, I don't know why, but I just think it's just for publicity. But I think he'll stay. I like Seattle, but if he comes to Dallas, you think I'm gonna complain? So I'm gonna jinx it and say he's staying.
Question. Or I mean, I guess you probably already are answering it. Since you saying you're trying to jinx it, he's staying, hoping that he comes to Dallas. Are your Cowboys going to move on anytime soon and make it official with moving on from Dak Prescott?
Nah, man, I'm hoping that they're looking to get a deal done there. And that's why I feel like the Russell Wilson shit is just it's just like for entertainment. I really feel like they're gonna get the deal done and we're gonna be good. And if they don't, I'm telling you, I'm not rooting for the Cowboys. I don't care.
Black Peace. So, like I said earlier, then there was only one, that being Deshaun Watson, left with the Texans. You have any comments, cares, or concerns with J.J. Watt finding a new home and finally getting away from the Texans?
You know what? It's really hard to be a Texans fan. I'm gonna start off like that. It's really hard. And it's a trend that people, I think it's starting to trend with the Texans. When you leave the Texans, you find somewhat of success. Now, hear me out. I believe there were a couple of ex-Texans on that Ravens championship team. There were a couple of ex-Texans on that Denver championship team. There were, I'm seeing as a trend. Like once they trade like 2 or 3 or get rid of or they pick up from our previous roster, they tend to win championships. So with our 2 best players on offense and defense in the Cardinals, watch out, Tom. Watch out, Aaron. I mean, I know it seemed like a long shot, but watch out, player. It's just something about being with us for so long or dealing with our shit that motivates them to win a ring or motivates them to get on this team aspect to like by any means necessary. So, like I said, it's very hard being a Texans fan only because you get to watch these great players that we have go win a ring and not with us, knowing that they're capable of being a champion.
My question back to you, Black Pieces, I think there's a great percentage of Houston fans who are only Houston fans at this point in time by default because Deshaun Watson is still there. So how if Dak Prescott leaves or if the Cowboys don't do right by Dak Prescott, how Sedacious is no longer being a Cowboys fan. If Deshaun Watson leaves or when he leaves, are you still going to be a true Texans fan? Because at this point, for me, myself personally, I'm a Deshaun Watson fan.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Okay, with that being said, I mean by default, by relation, due to family member, you know, it's deeper than what's franchising. But anyways, I'm going to say it like this. It's like we went through a breakup, okay? He broke up with us like on some long term. We've been together, but we want to work it out, but we got to break up shit. He didn't put all his fans, Texans fans, through a lot of shit. We wanted to give up on love. We wanted to give up on the Texans. But luckily, how I feel about it, he did it at the right time. So he was caring about us. I felt like he gave us enough time to actually get over the fact of him saying, I don't want to be here no more. I'm going to go and hit y'all in the face with it. As soon as the playoffs are with, or as soon as the playoffs hit, I don't want to be here no more. I'm going to hit you in the face. So I'm not going to hit you at the end. No. So therefore, with that being said, I'm actually ready to move on because he did it as soon as possible. He didn't like hold our hand down. As soon as he started feeling like, you know what, I'm over it, he let us know. So at the end of the day, like he broke up with us, and I mean, he broke up with us in the best way possible, bro. Like he broke our heart, but I mean, he did it in the most caring way possible. So at this point, I went through the motions where I didn't want to even cheer for the Texans no more. I was about to give it up. But I mean, respect to Watson, man, I'm ready to move on. You know, Dak, Wilson, holla at your boy, you know, holla at your guap.
Coach Johnson, what do you have on either the JJ Watt or what has your eye been paying attention to thus far in the NFL offseason?
I only have one word, really. Dude, bruh, you know what? It's been hard being a Jags fan for a long time, and that junk's over. So to see the rest of the league in chaos, to see other teams in the division going through it, I'm pretty doggone happy. Come the first night of the draft, we're not going to have to worry about who's going to be our quarterback for the next 15 years. We have a coach that's going to lead us to the promised land. You have the most cap space. We can really turn this thing around in 1-2 years. So, you know, I don't think J.J. Watt's going to really change things that's going on in Arizona. I think they have offensive problems. Cliff Kingsbury is he's on and off. He's hot and cold. So I think you're looking for another 8-8 type season again next year. And the NFC West is tough, so I'm not exactly sure that they're going to do anything there. As far as Deshaun Watson, I called it earlier this year, so I would love to see him get down into Miami with Brian Flores. I think that'll be this next decade's Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Brady Belichick, Sean Payton, Breeze connection there. So that will be lovely to see. And it'll be some good matches between the Dolphins and the Jags in the AFC Championship for years to go.
Right on, man. If all hearts and minds are clear, we can let these beautiful people get on with their day.
That's fun.
Yo, man. All right. Thank y'all for tuning
Good.
in.
It's good to have Sean Hart back.
Definitely. We back at full
It was good to have Sean Hart back.
Hey,
Flex a little bit.
You, man. That's just the spirit.
Yeah, man. So thank y'all for tuning in another week with us. We're episode 20, man. So keep building with us, keep going with us. Oh, dang, Darnell. So there's somebody who I don't know. Sincerely, thank y'all for listening to us and watching us. For real. Y'all be like, what is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. Thank y'all for watching us and checking us out. I know, like, sometimes, like, I just randomly be on, like, different feeds and I'm like, oh, that person reposted, oh, that person commented, oh, that person subscribed, and, like, do not take that for granted at all. So thank y'all. Keep sharing it with your friends and family. And we going to continue making this podcast big with y'all, the people who are listening. So thank y'all very much. Y'all can sign out if you like. We'll see y'all next week.